about a general view on history, geography, demographics and political issues concerning the region. See Northern Epirus. The Greeks of Albania are ethnic Greeks who live in or originate from areas within modern Albania. They are mostly concentrated in the south of the country, in the areas of the northern part of the historical region of Epirus, in parts of Vlorë County, Gjirokastër, Korçë and Berat County. The area is also known as Northern Epirus. Consequently, the Greeks hailing specifically from South Albania, Northern Epirus, are widely known as Northern Epirus. The Greeks who live in the minority zones of Albania are officially recognized by the Albanian government as the Greek national minority of Albania. In 1913, after the end of 5 centuries of Ottoman rule, the area was included under the sovereignty of the newly founded Albanian state. The following year, Greeks revolted and declared their independence, and with the following Protocol of Corfu the area was recognized as an autonomous region under nominal Albanian sovereignty. However, this was never implemented. In modern times, the Greek population has suffered from the prohibition of the Greek language if spoken outside the recognized so-called minority zones, and even limitations on the official use of its language within those zones. According to Greek minority leaders, the existence of Greek communities outside the minority zones is even outright denied. Many formerly Greek place names have been officially changed to Albanian ones. Greeks from the minority zones were also frequently forcibly moved to other parts of the country since they were seen as possible sources of dissent and ethnic tension. During communist rule, many Greek members of Albanian political parties were forced to cut off the ties with the Orthodox Church. In more recent times, the numbers of the minority have dwindled. It is important to note that the total number of Greeks in Albania has been disputed for a very long time. Both Albania and Greece hold different and often conflicting estimations, as they have done so for the last 20 years. In addition, the Greek national minority of Albania also holds a different view, with the most recent so-called Greek census in Albania by the group Aromanians putting the number at 287,000. This census is not recognized by the Albanian government. The total Greek population in Albania, both historically and presently, is no more than 300,000 by modest estimates. In addition, 189,000 reside in Greece who are Albanian nationals. It is believed that the total number of Greeks from Albania is no more than 550,000, including ancestry within Albania and Greece. The numbers may be higher when considering intermarriages, assimilation and wider diaspora. Northern Epirus. The Greek minority in Albania is concentrated in the south of the country, along the border with Greece, an area referred to by Greek as Northern Epirus. The largest concentration is in the districts of Saranda, Gjirokastër, Delvina, and in Himara. Smaller groups can be found in the districts of Kolanj, Përmith and Korçë. In addition, Greeks communities are found in all the large cities of Albania, including the capital Tirana, Fier, Durrës, Elbasan, and Shkodër. In more recent times, the numbers of the minority have dwindled. According to an estimate in 2005, more than 80% have migrated to Greece. However, in more recent years the majority of emigrants holding Albanian citizenship in general dropped, and many of them eventually returned from Greece to Albania. As a result, in regions such as Himara, part of the ethnic Greek communities that initially moved to Greece have returned. Recognized Greek minority zone. During the communist regime, Enver Hoxha, in order to establish control over the areas populated by the Greek minority, declared the so-called minority zones, consisting of 99 villages in the southern districts of Gjirokastër, Saranda and Delvina. Tirana's official minority policy defines the Greek origin of Albanian citizens according to the language, religion, birth and ancestors originating from the areas of the so-called minority zones. The Albanian law on minorities acknowledges the rights of the Greek minority only to those people who live in the areas which are recognized as minority zones. The last census that included ethnicity, from 1989, included only the numbers of the Greek minority in the minority zones. Ethnic Greeks living outside those areas were not counted as such. This has had a practical effect in the area of education, with the exception of the officially recognized Greek minority zones, where teaching was held in both the Greek and Albanian languages. In all other areas of Albania, lessons were taught only in the Albanian language. Albanian PM Rama in 2013 stated the Greek minority is not isolated within the minority zones, but all over the nation. Other Greek communities in Albania, however, the official Albanian definition about minorities did not recognize as members of a minority ethnic Greeks who live in mixed villages and towns, inhabited by both Greek and Albanian-speaking populations, even in areas where ethnic Greeks form a majority. Consequently, the Greek communities in Himar, Korçë, Vlorë and Berat did not have access to any minority rights, contrary to the official Albanian definition that generally provides a limited definition of the ethnic Greeks living in Albania. Greek migration policy defines the Greek origin on the basis of language, religion, birth and ancestors from the region called Northern Epirus. In that way, according to the Greek State Council, the Greek ethnic origin can be granted on the basis of cultural ancestry, Greek descent, language, and religion. Albanian sources often use the pejorative term Philogrek in relation to ethnic Greeks, usually in a context disputing the Greek ancestry. Aromanians, a substantial number of Vlachs in the region, have historically self-identified as Greeks. They are mostly concentrated in the southern part of the country in the districts of Saranda, Vlorë, Gjirokastër, Permith, Tepelin, Devil and Korçë. Vickers suggests that a certain number of them have claimed to be Greek in exchange for benefits such as Greek pensions, Greek passports and visas. Human rights violations in Albania. Human rights in Albania are violated by the government, which have targeted the Greek population via police and secret service, according to human rights organizations. Greek communities have been targeted by development projects and had their homes demolished in alleged ethnic targeting of Northern Epirus Greeks from southern Albania, where homes are systematically demolished. Diaspora. Greece. At the end of the Second World War, approximately 35,000 Northern Epirots found refuge in Greece. Since the collapse of the communist regime in Albania in 1990, an estimated 200,000 ethnic Greeks from Albania are believed to live and work in Greece as immigrants. They are considered homogeneous by the Greek Ministry of the Interior and have received special residency permits available only to members of the Greek minority from Albania, North America. A number of Northern Epirots have migrated since the late 19th century to the Americas, and are generally integrated in the local Greek-American communities. The Pan-Epirotic Union of America, an organization which consists of 26 branches in various cities, according to its estimates counted nearly 30,000 Northern Epirots in North America in 1919. Notably, in the same year around 1,700 members of the Greek Northern Epirus diaspora from Korçë and Berat petitioned the ongoing Paris Peace Conference for the unification of the region with Greece. According to post-war sources, Northern Epirus in America numbered over 15,000 families in 1965. Australia. Northern Epirus also emigrated in Australia, where they are active in raising political issues related to the motherland and the rights of the Greek populations still living there. The largest number of such persons are in the state of Victoria. Culture. Language. Northern Epirus speak a Southern Greek dialect. In addition to Albanian loanwords, it retains some archaic forms and words that are no longer used in standard modern Greek, as well as in the Greek dialects of Southern Epirus. Despite the relatively small distances between the various towns and villages, there exists some dialectal variation, most noticeably in accent. The Northern Epirus is a Southern dialect. It is located far north of the reduced unstressed vowel system isogloss with the archaic disyllabic each. Thus, the provenance of the dialect ultimately remains obscure, and more research in this direction is needed. The local Greek dialects are a more conservative and a purer Greek idiom, because they were spoken by populations living under virtual autonomy during Ottoman rule due to the rugged nature of the region. Thus, separated from other Greek dialects, the Northern Epirus Greek dialect underwent slow evolution, preserving a more archaic and faithful picture of the medieval Greek vernacular. The isolation of Albania during the years of communist rule, which separated the Greeks living in Albania from other Greek communities, also contributed to the slow evolution and differentiation of the local Greek dialects. Religion. Christianity spread to the region during the 4th century. The following centuries saw the erection of characteristic examples of Byzantine architecture such as the churches in Kozina, Maboya and Apollonia. Later, between 1500 to 1800, impressive ecclesiastical art flourished across Northern Epirus. In Moscopole there were over 23 churches during the city's period of prosperity in the mid-18th century. Post-Byzantine architectural style is prevalent in the region, e.g., in Vithkuj, Lubov, Mesopotamia, Tropol. Music. Epirot folk music has several unique features not found in the rest of the Greek world. Singers from the Pogon region perform a style of polyphony typically shared with the Albanian and Vlach music of Epirus that is characterized by a pentatonic structure. Another type of polyphonic singing in the region seems to have features in common with the lament songs sung in some parts of Greece. The female lament singing of Northern Epirus is similar in nature and performance with it of the Mani Peninsula in Greece. In recent years there has been a growing interest in polyphonic music from this region, most notably by noted musician Kostas Lollis, born near what the Greeks call Sopiki in Albania but now resident in Ioannina in the Hellenic Republic. Education. Ottoman era. During the first period of Ottoman occupation, illiteracy was a main characteristic of the wider Balkan region, but contrary to that situation, Epirus was not negatively affected. Along with the tolerance of the Turkish rulers and the desires of wealthy Epirot emigrants in the diaspora, many schools were established. The spiritual and ethnic contribution of the monastery schools in Epirus such as Katsamani, Driano, Kaminas and St. Athanasios in Polychoni was significant. The first Greek-language school in Delvina was founded in 1537, when the town was still under Venetian control, while in Gjirokastër a Greek school was founded in 1633. The most important impetus for the creation of schools and the development of Greek education was given by the Orthodox missionary Cosmas of Aetolia together with the Aromanian Nectarios deposed from Moscow. Cosmas the Aetolian founded the Aromanian school, harkening back to the region's name in classical antiquity, in the town of Himara in 1770. In Moscow, an educational institution known as the New Academy and an extensive library were established during the 18th century. A local Epirot monk founded in 1731 the first printing press in the Balkans. However, after the destruction of Moscow, the center of Greek education in the region moved to nearby Korçë. In the late 19th century, the wealthy banker Christakis Zographos founded the Zographian College in his hometown of Kastorat, in the region of Lungkari. Many of the educated men that supported Greek culture and education in the region, then the culture of the Orthodox Patriarchate, were Vlachs by origin. In 1905, Greek education was flourishing in the region, as the entire Orthodox population, including Orthodox Albanians, was educated in Greek schools. However, in the northernmost districts of Berat and Durrës, the above numbers do not reflect the ethnological distribution, because a large number of students were Orthodox Albanians. Albanian state. When Albania was created in 1912, the educational rights of the Greek communities in Albanian territory were granted by the Protocol of Corfu and with the statement of Albania's representatives in the League of Nations. However, under a policy of assimilation, the Greek schools were gradually forced to close and Greek education was virtually eliminated by 1934. Following the intervention by the League of Nations, a limited number of schools, only those inside the official minority zones, were reopened. During the years of the communist regime, Greek education was also limited to the so-called minority zone, in parts of the districts of Gjirokastër, Delvina and Saranda, and even then pupils were taught only Albanian history and culture at the primary level. If a few Albanian families moved into a town or village, the minority's right to be educated in Greek and publish in Greek newspapers was revoked. Post-Cold War period. One of the major issues between the Albanian government and the Greek minority in Albania is that of education and the need for more Greek language schools, due to overcrowded classrooms and unfulfilled demand. In addition, the Greek minority demands that Greek language education be made available outside the official minority zones. In 2006, the establishment of a Greek language university in Gjirokastër was agreed upon after discussions between the Albanian and Greek government. Also in 2006, after years of unanswered demands by the local community, a private Greek language school opened in the town of Himara, at the precise location where the Orthodox missionary Cosmas the Aetolian founded the Aromanian school. The school currently has 5 teachers and 115 pupils. Benefaction. A number of people from the prosperous Northern Epirus diaspora of the 18th–19th centuries made significant contributions not only to the homeland, but also to the Greek state and to the Greek world under Ottoman Turkish domination. They donated fortunes for the construction of educational, cultural and social institutions. The Sinas family supported the expansion of the University of Athens and sponsored the foundation of the National Observatory. Ioannis Pangas from Korçë gave all of his wealth for educational purposes in Greece. The Zappas brothers, Evangelos and Konstantinos, endowed Athens with an ancient Greek-style marble stadium that has hosted Olympic Games in 1870, 1875, 1896, 1906 and 2004, and the Zappeion Exhibition Center. The Zappas brothers also founded a number of hospitals and schools in Athens and Constantinople. Christakis Zographos in the Ottoman capital offered vast amounts of money for the establishments of 2 Greek schools and a hospital. Organizations. Albania. During the years of communist rule, any form of organization by minorities was prohibited. In 1991, when the communist regime collapsed, the political organization Aromanians was founded, in the town of Dërvikan by representatives of the Greek minority. The organization has 4 affiliates, in Saranda, Delvina, Gjirokastër and Tirana, and subsections in Korçë, Vlorë and Permith. Its leading forum is the General Council consisting of 45 members, which is elected by the General Conference held every 2 years. The chair of Aromanians called for the autonomy of Northern Epirus in 1991, on the basis that the rights of the minority under the Albanian constitution were highly precarious. This proposal was rejected and thereby spurred the organization's radical wing to call for union with Greece. Aromanians was banned from the parliamentary elections of March 1991 on the grounds that it violated an Albanian law forbidding the formation of parties on a religious, ethnic and regional basis. This situation was contested during the following elections on behalf of Aromanians by the Unity for Human Rights Party, a party which represents the Greek minority in the Albanian parliament. Aromanians still exists as an umbrella social and political organization, and represents approximately 100,000 to 150,000 ethnic Greeks. Aromanians has been the center of more than one political controversy in Albania. A major political controversy erupted in 1994 when 5 ethnic Greek members of Aromanians were arrested, investigated, and tried for treason. Their arrest was substantially marred by procedural shortcomings in the search of the homes and offices, the detention, and the trial. None of the arrestees had access to legal counsel during their initial detention. 4 of the 5 ethnic Greek members of Aromanians stated that, during the detention, authorities subjected them to physical and psychological pressure, including beatings, sleep deprivation, and threats of torture. The Albanian government rejected these claims. The 5 ethnic Greeks also complained of lack of access to the families during the first 3 months of the 4-month investigation. During the trial, a demonstration by a group of about 100 Greek lawyers, journalists, and ethnic Greek citizens of Albania took place outside the courthouse. The Albanian police violently broke up the protest and detained about 20 lawyers and journalists. The members of Aromanians were eventually sentenced to 6 to 8-year prison terms, which were subsequently reduced on appeal. North America. The Pan-Epirot Federation of America was founded in Worcester, Massachusetts, in 1942, by Greek immigrants from Epirus. One of the organization's main goals has been the protection of the human rights of the Greek minority in Albania and to call on the Albanian government to enhance its full acceptance within the community of responsible nations by restoring to the Greek minority its educational, religious, political, linguistic and cultural rights due to them under bilateral and international agreements signed by Albania's representatives since the country was created in 1913, including the right to declare their ethnic and religious affiliation in a census monitored by international observers. The organization played and still plays an essential part in promoting the Northern Epirot issue. It is claimed that the Albanian-American relations worsened in 1946 due to successful lobbying by the Pan-Epirot Federation in promoting the Northern Epirus issue among American political circles. Albanian leader Enver Hoxha, opposing the restoration of an autonomous Northern Epirus, decided not to pursue diplomatic relations with the United States. Australia. The Pan-Epirotic Federation of Australia was founded in 1982 as a federation of various organizations representing migrants who originated from the region of Epirus throughout Australia. It is known for its dedication to the maintenance and development of Epirotic culture in Australia, its passionate championing of the rights of the Greek minority of Northern Epirus, and plays a prominent role in the life of the Greek community in Australia. It has donated over $1 million to works of a charitable and philanthropic nature for the Greeks of Northern Epirus. It is also affiliated with the World Council of Epirots Abroad and the World Council of Hellenes Abroad. The Pan-Epirotic Federation of Australia's former president, Mr. Petros Petranis, has notably completed a study of Epirotic migration to Australia, which is titled Epirots in Australia, published by the National Centre for Hellenic Studies, La Trobe University, in 2004. Notable people. For the ancient Greeks who lived in the region, see Ch1s. Academics: Charles Moscos, sociologist and professor; Dimitris Nanopoulos, world-renowned physicist of a Northern Epirosian descent; the Vasilios Ioannidis, theologian; Tassos Vidouris, professor and poet. Literature and art: Stavrianos Vistras, 16th-century poet; Cosmas Thesprotis, Konstantinos Skenderis, journalist, author and member of the Greek Parliament for the Korçë Prefecture; Theophrastus Georgiadis, author; Katina Papa, author; Michael Vasiliou, entrepreneur and scholar; Theodosios Gaussis, painter; Konstantinos Kalimnios, poet; Takosia Kost, poet; Rita Wilson, actress and producer; Leot Vasily, actor and director. Military resistance: Konstantinos Legoumitsis, revolutionary; Kyriakoulis Gjirokastриtis, revolutionary; Mikhail Spiromilios, army general, military advisor and politician; Zakos Milios, army officer; Ioannis Poutetsis, revolutionary; Spiros Spiromilios, gendarmerie officer; Dimitrios Doulish, army officer, minister of military affairs of the autonomous Wahida of Northern Epirus; Nikolaos Dalakos, revolutionary of the Macedonian struggle; Vasilios Sarhinis, leader of the Northern Epirot resistance. Philanthropy: Alexandros Vasiliou, Ioannis Dombalis, Apostolos Arsakis, Evangelos Zappas, Konstantinos Zappas, Ioannis Prangas, Georgios Sinnas, Simon Sinnas, Christakis Zographos. Politics: Thanasis Vages, councillor of Ali Pasha; Kyriakos Kyritsis, lawyer and member of the Greek Parliament for the Gjirokastër Prefecture; Petros Zappas, member of the Greek Parliament for the Gjirokastër Prefecture; Georgios Christakis Zographos, diplomat, president of the Provisional Government of Northern Epirus; Themistoklis Bamichas, politician; Mail Kasso, politician; Spiro Koliko, long-serving member of the Politburo of the Party of Labour of Albania, one of the few members of the Greek minority serving in the Socialist People's Republic of Albania political system; George Tenet, a former director of CIA of Himariot origin; the Vasil Bolano, present chairman of Omonoia; Spiro Kira, former prefect of Gjirokastër County and member of the Albanian cabinet; Simon Stefani, chairman of the Assembly of the Republic of Albania. Religion: Sofianos, bishop of Dryaноpolis and scholar; Nectarios Topos, Aromanian priest and author; Gavril Constantinidis, 18th-century monk, founder of the printing house in Moskopole; the Vasilios of Dryaноpolis, bishop and member of the Provisional Government of Northern Epirus. Iochim Marshnos, bishop and author. Panteleimon Kotokos, bishop of Gjirokastër. Sports Spyros Dimas, Greek weightlifter, Olympic medalist, born in Himar. Panagiotis Pano, footballer of Greek origin, born in Durrës. Sotiris Ninnis, Greek footballer, born in Himar. Andreas Statos, Greek footballer, born in Himar. Leonidas Sabados, Greek weightlifter, born in Korçë. Panagiotis Kona, Greek footballer, born in Tirana.